Hello everybody, we're the Geeks and the Giants. I am Manzo, this is my forever co-host Jum. Today we talk about I don't know what it is, the reboot, not the reboot, but
Remake?
the follow-up to the original
Is it?
Twisters. I don't know what it is honestly, because they never mention anyone else in this movie, so I'm like, what are you then? But yeah,
I remember watching the old Twister. I don't recognize anyone from
neither do I.
this movie.
I was like, maybe I'll recognize the mom. I have no idea who she is.
No idea.
Yeah.
No idea.
But yeah, since you already mentioned that you've seen the original Twisters, I saw it for a college science class, and then I watched it again on Netflix a few years later. I was like, this is pretty fun.
Yeah.
I do like the effects of that movie, but it's been so long that I don't really remember. But I was interested in this one, especially since people were just raving about it, and this came right before Deadpool and Wolverine, and you're like, oh, it's doing bang at the box office, and it's not anymore. But it's still pretty good, in my opinion. I'm giving my opinions away, but I like this movie.
I like this movie too. It was fun and it wasn't forced or anything,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
And it's directed by the guy who did Minari. I was like, oh, it's a step up from indie A24 to big blockbuster hit. And I do like the cast. We got Daisy Edgar Jones, and Glenn Powell from Top Gun. We also
Yeah.
get Anthony Ramos and David Cornsweet, future Superman. I was like, oh, I had no idea you were in this movie. Yeah, he was the guy by Anthony Ramos' side when he's bitching.
He's the corpo guy.
Yeah,
I did not notice.
right? When he started speaking, I was like, you kind of sound like you can be, a hero. And then I look him up, I was like, oh, you are the hero of heroes. Okay, let's fucking go. See you next year, soups. But yeah, this is a pretty straightforward movie. It's a man versus nature, but it's Daisy Edgar Jones as the storm chaser, and I don't know if you watch the show on Discovery Channel, where they're like, it's a fucking tornado, let's fucking go.
Yeah. I do remember the show where they would have these cars filled with a shit ton of steel around them, and then they plant themselves to the ground, and then the storm comes in.
Yeah,
I never knew what the goal was for them though.
I literally think it's the same goal that the science team here has, or what everybody here has, which is to observe and possibly prevent a tornado, because it doesn't really form like a typhoon where oh, it's warm water and now it's huge and now we're fucked. Here it's
Yeah.
even there we don't know what comes between the oh, what's that, and the oh fuck, it's on top of us. Fuck.
Yeah. I just found out I didn't know that a tornado. Oh, we don't really get a lot of tornadoes. Actually, almost zero
Yeah.
tornadoes here in the Philippines, but I didn't know that how they measure the tornado is by the aftermath it left.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, they're just damn, it really wrecked us down. I guess it's a category 5. I forgot the categories, but yeah, after
Yeah.
it's the aftermath where they're it's either that's not so bad, or I have no house anymore. That's pretty
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah, and I'm I'm not gonna lie, right off the bat, when this movie started, you got a bunch of college kids,
Yeah.
and our main character here, she's just trying to get a grant
Yeah.
to fund this really good idea of oh, we gotta study the storm so we could either anticipate it or stop it in general.
Yeah.
And are you looking up the names?
No, no, no.
Oh, okay.
I think that's the movie's biggest weakness. You're I'm constantly what's your name again? Oh, you know what?
Right.
It doesn't really matter.
The only person I know there is Glenn Powell and
Yeah.
the guy from Transformers.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they chased the storm, and then they didn't anticipate that, hey, this thing is getting bigger, and the storm becomes a serial killer.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the?
That's terrifying. When it
Yeah.
starts taking out her boyfriend, Sabrina the Teenage Carpenter. I'm kidding. No, I forgot her. It's a horrible pun. But yeah, the actress for Sabrina Teenage Witch in Netflix, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're well, because I was I don't remember you in the trailer at all. And then when she dies, I was like, that's why. Okay.
Yeah. Like, dude, I love it that they don't even like you know how like a tornado just takes somebody. It's not even sometimes it's not even dramatic. They just like up. Why? Like they just go.
Yeah.
There's like no, you know, like they just gone.
Yeah.
And not gonna lie, if you're that idiot who's like, oh, it just takes you in, and then like, oh, you know, you're gonna be fine. I'm like, it's gonna toss you like hundreds of feet in the air and drop you God knows where.
Right. When they were like, the overpass is the worst place to hide under a tornado, I was like, so Man of Steel lied to me? Shit. So, but they were all hiding there. So all of his family would have died then.
Wait, why is an overpass the worst place to be?
I think because
Okay.
you don't really have anything to hold on to. And you're not really lying low. Because apparently that's how you survive a tornado. I've just found out in this movie that's how you might survive it being on top of you. I was like, really?
Like when Glenn Powell's at like that pool, it was like stay low. And it was like, no, I got it. The guy's just going like, I got it.
You're like, no, you don't.
And it's like he just gets taken away. I was like, I mean, he told you.
Right. I do like Glenn Powell and his crew, even though they're at first you're like, so you're like influencers. Why?
Yeah, I got a little bit annoyed at first.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what's the redeeming factor here until you find out. Oh, we're donating these things to charity. And
Yeah.
I'm like, alright.
And Daisy Edgar Jones is like, we're the bad guys. Oh fuck. Shit.
Yeah.
But at first you were like, I don't understand how this is a form of content creation. As a YouTuber myself, I don't think I'd ever do that. I'm like, all right,
Well, I mean, dude, we watched the Discovery Channel show, so
that's true. Like at the same time, I don't think I would be like, all right, it's on the way 2.5. Let's go out and film it as we're being
Yeah.
swept away. I do like the fact that later on, Glenn Powell has some depth to him. Like he's more of a three-dimensional character because he does, again, as you mentioned, this is for a cause to like donate to the towns that are devastated, and he's like he challenges the main character. He's like, what do you think you're doing this for? Haven't you questioned like why this billionaire guy follows you around every time a town is just broken? You're like, huh? Yeah.
I really gotta have to point it out. You all gotta stop making your houses out of paper mache. Like start using bricks. I feel like I'll do better.
I mean, yeah, I don't know what houses in those towns in the U.S. are made of, honestly. I was like, damn.
Dude, I see this video of this guy who just like pokes a hole into a house and he's like, yep. like that's a thin piece of wood to styrofoam and like, you know. Like he legit measures like how sturdy the house would be. And like mostly of the 99% of like the houses he goes to, it's all just like, you know, like you could just put your fist through it and you're gonna be fine.
I do like the effects in this movie. I do like the fact that they're sticking to like the practical wind machines. I was like, yeah, that's real effective. Yeah. Like I saw an article where they're like, yeah, we stuck again, if it's not broke, don't fix it. You know? And like I do feel for the end where I'm like, why is she driving into the tornado? I get that her science experiment is proven to be true. But at the same time, like I'm already attached to you. Please don't die. Same with Glenn Powell when he's like holding on to that girl in the theater. I was like, I don't want you to die either. Kind of want the billionaire to die. Maybe I want Superman to die, but like that's about it.
Yeah, but I do get why they have to drive into the tornado. Like I think we have seen it in like the Perfect Storm or some whatever the name of the show was, because you can't really predict where it's gonna go next. So you really kind of have to drive up to it.
Yeah.
So yeah, they can't just like place it as a trap.
Yeah.
And it's not an animal. You can't just like come here. You know, you just put a piece of bait on it.
Yeah.
You know?
But yeah, I do love the fact that Glenn Powell and Daisy Edgar Jones aren't really a thing in this movie. They just respect each other by the end. And I think I read an article that like by the end they were supposed to like kiss, and then Steven Spielberg.
Thank God they didn't.
Yeah, Spielberg saw the movie and it's like a cut of the movie and he's like, remove the scene. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh
It
yeah,
doesn't.
yeah. I respect that decision from Spielberg, and I respect the movie people being like, yeah, he's right, and not like being like, no, fuck you, we want to do this. And you're like, again, if I saw that, I'd be like, but why? But why?
Same here, same here. Like by the end, or like yeah, mostly by the end, they start flirting where she was like, oh, like, what was it again? Like,
If you feel it, chase it.
if you feel it, chase it.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh, that was a little flirting. Like she's like telling you go to
yeah.
her, but it doesn't mean kiss her on the spot, because then that's assault.
All right.
Oh, sorry, harassment. My bad.
Yeah, yeah. But like again, this is a pretty good movie. Like it's not the biggest movie. It's not the greatest movie, but it's pretty entertaining. Like it's a good, like if you can't watch Deadpool and Wolverine for some reason, this is a pretty good choice in my opinion.
Agreed.
And you might still leave being like, I kind of wish I saw Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds interact, but like at the same time you're like, damn, this is the second good choice. And not to insult the movie because it stands on its own. It's like, yeah, I think you're worthy to stand next to Deadpool and Wolverine for choices now.
Yeah.
Don't know. Well, Alien Romulus came out this week too, and
I
that's pretty
have
good.
yet to watch that. I'm gonna watch that.
Yeah, it's pretty good. But like, that's beside the point. Point is that this is a pretty entertaining movie, and I do like this. Anything else to add about tornadoes and how mysterious they are?
Nah. Okay, look, we just don't have them here.
Right.
Like, I've only experienced like 2 tornadoes
Yeah.
in my entire life, and they were like miles away from me. Like they're on the news, like there's a tornado here.
Yeah.
What's it doing? Not much. But there is one, you know.
Yeah, there was a pretty strong one in Quezon City, like in 2020, and that's like the height of lockdown, and you're like, the world really is ending. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
But yeah, aside from that, yeah, you're right. We don't really get them here. You're just like, oh, that was a thing. Okay. And then you're like, how bad was it? Not the jack shit. Okay.
It did jack shit. Well, okay, our house are built out of cinder blocks.
That's true. But yeah, what would you rate Twisters 2024?
I'll rate Twisters 2024. You know what? Like, I'll give it a solid 8. You know, like in my opinion, it's not bad. It's a fun movie. Like it's around the same area, 7.5 to 8. I can't really tell where, but I don't see like if you just want like a good blockbuster movie, and it does reach out to like that old 90s feel
Yeah.
of a blockbuster movie. Like we got it.
Yeah.
You know, and when you watch like the original Twister and this Twister, it still feels like it's in the same era. You know, it still feels like it's in the same universe, and maybe it is a remake or a remaster or like
Reboot.
or a reboot. I don't know, or maybe a sequel or a prequel. We don't know. It still just feels like it's in the same universe.
Yeah.
So like that's kind of nice to see that it's just a different story from different people now.
Yeah. I will give this. Yeah, I'll give this an 8. I had fun. I do like the fact that they present some characters like as stereotypical, like Glenn Powell when he rolls in with like rip off Nickelback, and you're like, what is that? It's like, howdy folks, are y'all ready to chase a storm? And you're like, yeah. And you're like, what? And then
Homie, I don't know how many like Southerners or people from Texas you might have insulted with that.
yeah, and well, Superman's like, they say at your guns like, who are they? And Superman's just like, hillbillies with a YouTube channel, and I'm like, huh, okay. Again, I'm listening to his voice. I was like, yeah, you do sound like a Superman. Not gonna lie.
Hey, not gonna lie though, Glenn Powell has been like at a roll with like these movies, like with Top Gun, and then he has like 2 new movies in like Netflix.
Yeah.
And then now he has this. He's pretty much a heartthrob already.
Yeah.
Like a lot of girls never watch, or girls or guys have never watched Twister, but they went there for him.
Yeah. You know, since we did mention Superman, I hear he's up for being Bruce Wayne / Batman in the new DCEU. I would like that.
Glenn Powell?
Yeah. It's
I see
either
him more as a booster gold, but alright.
That's fair. It's either him or Jensen Ackles, Soldier Boy from The Boys. I would like both, to be honest.
You already have the obvious choice.
Right? But anyway, that's neither here or there. But I would, again, if you want to look forward to something, I do have faith in Superman next year. But yeah. But yeah, that's been our video for Twisters 2024. What do you guys think? What's your favorite fun 90s movie from way back when? Is it this one? Is it Independence Day? Is it Speed with Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock? Whatever it is, comment below. If you like our videos, please leave them a like. Subscribe and ding the bell icon to get notified of when we upload next. We're also on Spotify and TikTok. TikTok to see your best and funniest moments, and Spotify to hear us on the go. Individually, I'm Zoda's Voices on TikTok and Anne's Wolf on Letterboxd. Where can I find you?
Oh, you can find me at JomJam_ on Instagram. It is my account.
And until the next time, we'll see you then. Bye, everybody.
Ciao.